Super Smash Bros. Is easily, hands down, the greatest fighting game franchise of all time. In part, this is because it elevated the fighting game genre as a whole by doing away with lengthy combos and health bars. I don't like it when I have to sit through a 50-hit combo in other fighters, especially when you can't escape from these combos in any way, shape, or form. That's just pain. However, that issue is completely absent from Smash. As great as it is, today I'm going to be recommending improvements to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, because even a game as complete and perfect as Ultimate can still use a little fine-tuning here and there. And that's saying a lot, because Ultimate is the most complete feeling fighting game out there. It's got a ton of features and settings packed into its menus. Again, I am not hating on this game. I give this game a 10 out of 10. With that being said, here are 10 changes that I think could improve the game a lot, at least for me. Basically, these are the 10 things that I would change if Nintendo hired me to work on this game. So let's begin. Number 1. I'm a fan of Mega Man games. A major fan, in fact, but I'm not fond of the way Mega Man was implemented here. In fact, even though the Mega Man franchise is in my top 5 list of game series represented in Smash, I would not touch this character in its current state with a 10-foot pole. When Mega Man was first announced, I was expecting something more like Samus. In her games, she's a lot like Mega Man, but they still gave her a jab combo. This is a fighting game after all. Oddly enough, Mega Man is almost entirely projectile based. This creates a couple of problems for the character. Firstly, if enemies come up close, you have to use a very limited amount of moves, like Mega's air attacks, which have a lot of end lag, or his slide or uppercut. It's also just hard to combo moves together without basic attacks. Secondly, when you fight someone like Fox with a move that deflects all of Rock's projectiles, most of your options are completely out the window, period. Even your forward smash. And to me, that puts a big hamper on Mega Man's gameplay and makes him a lot less fun to play. This is, to me, a pretty big letdown, because Mega Man's entire gimmick in his games is having a ton of combat options, and here he is having very little variety and a lot of problems as a result. I would add a jab combo to Mega Man, and rework his specials to accommodate this. A jab combo would fundamentally make Mega Man play like an actual organic character in this fighting game. Mega Man's neutral special could be the Mega Buster instead. And when you hold it down, it could charge a charge shot, instead of relegating that to the forward smash. This would make Kirby copy Mega Man's actual ability instead of a random robot master's. Doesn't that just make more sense? Freeing up Mega Man's forward smash also adds a lot of new potential, and I would even argue reconfiguring Mega's down special into a GUI type like Shulk's Minato Art selector to pick a Buster ability for a side special to use would let Mega Man retain the variety he's known for. Number 2. I don't like a lot of RNG in my fighting games. Randomness ruins the competitive aspect a lot for me. The integrity of the game goes out the window when a match is decided by the flip of a coin. So in my opinion, having a character like Hero in the game takes away from the experience overall. So sorry, Hero mains. I'm sure you have a lot of fun with the character, but the fun's at my expense, so yeah, I'm not gonna have that. Okay, so hear me out. All of the heroes in Hero are in a game series where, believe it or not, your move selection is not random. You actually have to use skill and strategy. That's a big part of Dragon Quest. I know, crazy, right? So, Hero is not really being represented well here. No offense, Nintendo, it's just how it is. I would make a few changes to Hero. First of all, no random crits. Take that off the table. Let me start off by saying, it's weird to give Hero a crit mechanic in the first place. I'm not saying this because the Fire Emblem characters consider critical hits to be Final Smash worthy. Nah. I'm saying this because crits are in so many video game franchises that Smash represents that it's sort of arbitrary to give this to anyone. For instance, Pokemon has crits. Fire Emblem has crits, Final Fantasy has crits, Earthbound, or Mother if you will, has crits, Persona has crits, Minecraft has crits, Mario has crits in his RPG spin-off series, even Sonic the Hedgehog has crits in Dark Brotherhood. I think you get the picture. So why does Hero get this lousy mechanic that cheat earns them a win? Because every time it lands on me, I'm just left groaning like I've been cheated out of a stock. Scrap that ability altogether, Hero is strong enough without it. Second off, the move pool should be static until moves are used. Then they will be replaced in a fixed order. So you will need to burn through a lot of mana to get Kaboom tier attacks. I think that makes the most sense to me. And once Hero dies, this should be reset. Similarly, I think Game & Watch's 9-hammer should build up with each successful hit instead of being random, and Luigi's random rockets should be axed. In short, take all randomness out of this fighting game. Again, randomness is fun for the people using it, but not for the people on the receiving end. Number 3. Sonic the Hedgehog has the dumbest issue by far. Not the worst issue, no, not by a long shot. Sonic's pretty viable. Just the dumbest one. Sonic's forward special is Spin Dash. It's an iconic move from the classic series, sure, and this is not really a problem, but Sonic's down special is also Spin Dash? Why? Why does Sonic have the same move twice with only very subtle changes that the average player would not immediately grasp? Especially given Sonic has so many moves in his games, like let's say Sonic Wind, where Sonic creates a tornado. One iteration takes place on the ground and lends itself perfectly to a down special. Sonic also has shield abilities, bound jump, magic hands, or fire somersault. But perhaps even more notably, an ability that almost everyone who has touched a Sonic game within the last 15 or so years will know about: Boost. Boost has been Sonic's main ability for a very long time, and yet a second Spin Dash eats its obvious placement in the forward special slot. I would personally make Boost have a HUD element that you build up like in Sonic Rush, in this case from hitting enemies a lot. Since Sonic's main way of fighting is hitting opponents with low damage lots of times, Boost could be a way of finishing off the job. It would be like Wario's bike, but faster and easier to switch directions with and cancel. The main drawback, of course, is that it burns through the meter you build up, so you can't spam it. Primarily, I am suggesting the boost here, but ideally, Sonic's neutral special would be Spin Dash on the ground and homing attack in the air, because that's how those moves work anyways. In place of the down special, we would get Sonic Wind as demonstrated, and in place of the side special, we would get Boost as described. Now, I'm not saying that Sonic isn't strong in his current state. I'm just saying that from the perspective of a player of a video game like Smash, it feels kinda lackluster to be effectively missing one of your special moves. I always found that strange since Sonic's introduction in Brawl. I just got used to it over time. But in all fairness, only top level players can finesse the subtle differences between the two spin dashes, and that to me is a little problem. Number 4. I think that Robin is underwhelming. In Smash 4, Robin could chain attacks together better, but going into Smash Ultimate, Robin has been substantially nerfed. Not only is the chaining of attacks gone, but it even seems that Robin plays much more sluggishly now. Every character got faster, but Robin doesn't feel like they did. So they lag behind in both movement and attack speed. Given Robin's stubby range and ammo limit, this is a bit of a problem. I would make Robin move and hit faster, and maybe consider removing the item usage drawback. Sure, it happens in Fire Emblem, but a character who is pretty well balanced in theory, and is without any godly limit break tier attacks, should not have a mechanic that is actively causing them problems. Meanwhile, Cloud Strife has a majorly better attack range and attack speed, with a positive mechanic inherited from his game that makes him a lot stronger. So why does Robin have to be a worse character overall, on top of having a negative mechanic inherited from their game? I don't understand, it just makes no sense. Number 5. This one is incredibly minor compared to my other changes, but it's something I always found just a little bit off. The lack of consistency in dubbing. It was pretty normal for characters to only speak Japanese in the past, but Ultimate gave Marth an English VA, which is fine and all, but for some reason Cloud is left without a dub. And that's strange because Cloud has had an English voice actor in the past. Even if they had to redub Cloud, it would be more consistent to have an English option for every character. Otherwise, they should have just stuck with Japanese and saved the budget, in my opinion. The game does let you change voice settings though, so if you want consistency that badly, the all Japanese option is available, which is a nice touch. Alright, number 6. Smash Online multiplayer can be very fun with friends, but Smash Ultimate made a pretty large change to the way it works. You see, in Smash 4, 2 people in one household could play together against a friend, and potentially that friend could bring another player in too. But now, only one player from each console can play in a friend lobby. So let's say you have 4 people from 2 households, right? And they all want to play together. Because they can't connect between the same Switches, all of them will need their own Nintendo Switch and copy of Smash Ultimate. That can get pretty expensive and makes the connection less stable pretty unnecessarily. I would definitely allow someone to spawn multiple pieces on the board for players with their own controllers. I think that this would fix the problem altogether. Number 7. Little Mac is not fun to fight against. Because he can't be contested directly, you need to execute a boring routine until he's KO'd that involves a lot of aerial combat and ledge play. This makes him impossible to fight for new players, and just an annoyance for longtime players. And that dynamic is a problem. To reiterate, I don't think that Little Mac is broken or anything. He just creates an unbalanced skill gap that makes the game less fun and less approachable if anyone happens to pick him. And nobody's forcing a new player to pick Little Mac or play against Little Mac all the time. But it shouldn't be an unpleasant experience if they do. I think that Little Mac should lose the super armor on the ground for one, or at least have a bigger delay after his smashes. It's fine that he hits fast and hard, but that armor just makes him irritating. In exchange, make Little Mac a little more fun to play while recovering from the ledge. This can be accomplished in a number of ways. One way would be adding more to his side special. For instance, letting you press the button a second time to slam at the ground, or maybe an omnidirectional input for his up special for a few mix-ups. Now you may be arguing, but the whole point of Little Mac is that he's specialized. Well, you're right. However, this is another Mega Man case. It's great for characters to have strong and weak points, but if you go too far, the game balance is compromised. Number 8. Ryu and Ken have cool movesets with a lot of variety, but they are slow. And how can you capitalize on a close range character who is slow and has a low damage output? I think we could all agree these characters would be more fun to play if they were more agile. Because at that rate, you might as well pick Ganondorf, who gets a lot of power and range to compensate for his apparent agility nerf. So in short, buff Ryu and Ken's movement speed. Number 9. Get Kazuya out of here. Just kidding, just kidding. He's cool, he can stay. But I don't like his combo move, because oh man, it sucks. Remember how I said at the start of this video, the whole point of Smash is that it's not a traditional fighting game, and you can't lock people in a long 50-hit combo that they just have to sit through. Well, in Kazuya's case, you can DI out of the combo, but you're gonna get hit a few times regardless, which makes his easily executable combo do way too much damage for what it is, especially if you don't know how to DI out of it, and you're a new player. So as a side effect of that, it feels like this move only exists to punish new players, which is again, not really fair or fun, because new players will be taking almost 50 damage off of touching Kazuya. So again, it's not that I think this character is broken, I just think that this character makes the game less approachable for new players with an annoying mechanic that might as well not be there, just like Little Mac's. Now, how do I propose fixing this? Number 1, give a better visual tell of how you roll out of it so that you don't have to watch a YouTube video to get the gist of it. This will help new players understand that this is not a forced lock. And the second fix I would do is make the combo do a lot less damage, which would go a long way. As for the first change, I think that maybe a little joystick symbol can appear over your damage number, because needing to sit through a long combo and not understanding how to leave it is just very boring. And I think that it's going to make people misunderstand what kind of game Smash is. Alright, number 10. We're finally at the end. Something kind of jank in this game is that you can get hit by an attack that very clearly did not touch you, Hitboxes need better visualizations, as do windboxes. I get that as the game updates to rebalance things, visuals and hitboxes desync even more, but I think an update can still fix this and display proper particle effects or just some sort of visualization of the hitbox that makes it look like I actually get hit. Let's say for instance Marth's sword, you can clearly tell there's a few disjointed points on it. As with other characters, a little change here can go a long way. And there you have it, 10 changes that I would make to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, a game which is pretty much flawless. This was just my opinion on how it could be fine-tuned. I'd like to really get my YouTube channel going, so I'd really appreciate it if you like this video and super smashed that subscribe button. Sorry, not sorry. I cover all kinds of things in games and anime. Game design analysis will be something I do here and there too, but story analysis is also something I enjoy. Have a great week and take care of yourself.